Hi traders, good morning. Welcome to this update on the euro dollar and pound dollar for the entire week. We will not have an update on Wednesday this week. Otherwise, we're going to also connect this live video here on the euro dollar and pound dollar with our usual weekly webinar, taking a look at basically the results of June. We'll have, of course, some updates from the currency as usual. So that's after the euro dollar and pound dollar update. We're going to have one webinar looking at both aspects. And we're going to also, at the very end, look at the monthly candles on a few important indices and instruments like the euro dollar, pound dollar, Dow Jones, Bitcoin, etc. So let's start first of all with our usual euro dollar, pound dollar analysis. Let me move over to the charts here. All right, there we go. So let's take a step back here. Basically, we were looking at last week on Wednesday, the fact that if price were to able to break through the support trend line, I think it was about plus minus this one probably, or maybe this one, I'm not 100% sure, that we should see a follow through with a lower low going down towards 117.50-ish, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure what target I mentioned. Maybe 118 was one of them as well, but it basically went down to 118. There was a continuation here, continuation pullback, a break, continuation pullback, continuation, reaching very close to 118. And yeah, the fib ultimately did provide the bouncing spot on the wave 3. We expected that this would be a wave 3. And we said if there's a corrective, shallow, lengthy time pattern, that is typical for wave 4. That's what happened. We had a pullback that respected the 21 EMA zone that did not break above that, basically, or did not move away from it. It respected the shallow fibs, broke again below the 20 EMA, and that ultimately led towards a wave 5. Now, a couple of videos ago, I mentioned that, or I think maybe even the last video, that there could be multiple waves 5. So that means a wave 5 of a 3, followed by another wave 4, and then another wave 5 down. So 2 more lower lows, if not maybe 3 more lower lows. So we had already one of those lower lows. That check, right? That was correct. That's what happened. Price made a shallow correction. So this was a wave 3, 4, then broke below 20 EMA for wave 5. That happened. Now, the next question is, of course, will there be another wave 4 and another wave 5, as we suspected? So basically, on the hourly chart, let's get rid of this fib. First of all, we need to make sure that on the lower time frame, this is not still part of the wave 5, because it could be a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. So let's put a fib from probably from here to here. Okay, or from here to here, it doesn't really matter. Any of those could be wave 1, 2. And you can see it's still respecting the 50 fib zone. So it could still be a wave 4 and the 144 EMA. So if it breaks below the 20 EMA zone like this and closes below it, followed by, we got to be careful of the head and shoulders, so followed by a bear flag and break, then there is a good chance of one more lower low within this wave 5. Okay, so if it retraces deeper, if it breaks above the 144 EMA, then most likely we're getting a little bit of a deeper pullback. In that case, we'll probably have to put the fib on in a higher swing, and we'll probably have to put it on, let's see, on this entire swing. Okay, and price could go to the 23.6 fib, if not the 38.2 fib, for a deeper wave 4 retracement. So first question is, will the euro dollar basically respect this 21 EMA zone here on the 4-hour chart and continue lower as part of this first wave 5? If not, it could make then in that case, the wave 5 is completed at the lower low, finishing a wave 3, and we should see a bigger wave 4 correction and another push lower. So is this still part of the immediate wave 5, or is the wave 5 finished and we're getting a wave 5 of 3 finished, and we're getting a pullback, right? So we have a small pullback. Is it only a small pullback, or is it part of a bigger pullback? All right, the 21 EMA zone will give that answer. If it pushes above the 20 EMA zone, this wave 5 of 3 is finished, and we're getting a bigger wave 4 towards these fibs. If it respects this 21 EMA zone, we might get a wave 5 of 3, and then we get the bigger pullback. That's my view at the moment. In any case, as long as it stays below the 144 EMA on the 4-hour chart, it remains a bearish outlook, even though we might get a retracement. Okay. Yesterday's daily candle is bullish, so that might hint a little bit that we might get that wave 4 instead of the lower low, but a pin bar is not everything. But that, of course, certainly is a signal to reckon with. So this is an ABC pattern, as we said, on the lower higher time frame. Sorry, daily chart ABC. Sorry, ABC for A, ABC for B, and we're getting a 5-wave within C. That 5-wave is probably not completed. We probably have a wave 1, 2, and this is an ongoing 3, as we already indicated. 4, 5 should complete C somewhere at the previous low, if it is an ABC. It could also be a bearish 1, 2, 3, but in both cases, we're expecting more downside first, whether it's a bearish ABC or a bearish 1, 2, 3. All right. So last monthly candle was very bearish, engulfing twins. So there should be some bearish pressure this month or next month with the lower low. Okay, so 4-hour 21 EMA zone will be key, because if it breaks above that 21 EMA once again, we'll probably see wave 4. If it breaks below it, we'll probably see a continuation of that wave 3, wave 5 of 3, and then later on we'll start to wave 4. Pound USD also had the break, respected a 50 fib, broke below the 20 EMA, pullback continuation, broke below the support trend line, break, pullback continuation, had a lower low, managed to reach 137.50, was 8, Fibonacci target, and bounced strongly at that target. So here too, it's probably similar to the euro dollar in the sense that if we put a fib from here to here, it's at the 50 fib. So are we at a smaller wave 4 perhaps, or is it completed a bigger swing and we'll need to put the fib on maybe a swing like this, for instance? So it's already above the 20 EMA zone, so it's a little bit more aggressive. It's a bit more bullish from the pound point of view versus the dollar than the euro versus the dollar. Still, the question is, how will price respond to the 21 EMA zone? If it bounces at the 21 and 144, it's probably bullish, and it looks like it's going to make a swing up towards the WIS 5 and WIS 6 probably. If it's a strong fall like this, followed by bear flag, then it could also be bearish, just like the euro dollar, and make a retest of the previous low, or make even a lower low, maybe even. So it depends. Now the price is above the 20 EMA zone. Here it depends a little bit on how it will respond as it retests the 21 EMA zone. That will be important to know the pound USD reaction. Okay, so basically same spot, just a little bit more bullish. As you can see here, it's in the 21 EMA zone. Here it's above it, so the chances that it might break up higher is a little bit higher, but still we need to see how price responds to the 20 EMA zone. There's a fair chance that it will make a retracement to retest that zone, and then if it bounces, there's a fair chance of a swing up, or if it breaks, we need a flag and a follow through to the downside. And in that case, I'm leaning towards a break here for a bearish breakout trade. Or if it bounces, then a bullish breakout could also emerge like this if it pushes above this line. Those are future trend lines. Those don't exist right now, but those could be useful for determining the breakout later on. Okay. Bearish monthly candle, though, indicating double top. So even though we might get bullish engulfing twins here on the daily chart, even though we might get a retracement, though, to the upside, again, the 38.50 fib could be resistance, and a lot of moving averages, and that could be a bouncing spot. Also to complete the wave 4 like the euro dollar and move down again for wave 5 like the euro dollar basically as well. Okay, with one more lower low is certainly possible in this point. All right. That's the euro dollar and pound dollar point of view. Now, let's move on. Some updates. We started the portfolio ECS account, by the way. Of course, as you might know, obviously the month of June is finished, the second quarter of 2021. And I mentioned it before that we want to have a portfolio of EAs and systems trading on one account so that there is more diversification and less risk involved. And so we started a portfolio ECS account about halfway June. And yeah, there's nothing much to say because it's made 1%, but as you can see, very low volatility. We're aiming at low drawdown and decent gains and consistencies. So there's nothing much to say. I just wanted to let you know that this has launched, and we're live testing it now. And as soon as we've tested this a little bit more, I think then we can finally open the doors for anyone who wants to follow this. We're going to aim, hopefully anything between 100 and 200% per year is our target. And hopefully closer to 150 to 200. With as low as drawdown as possible, but we hope to keep it within 30% drawdown. So yeah, this is just 2 weeks of results. Of course, it doesn't mean much. It doesn't mean anything, in fact. But yeah, the good news is basically is that we started a test, a live launch. So that's exciting, and we're one more step closer to really starting this. And I hope that in July or August we can finally start with anyone who wants to start. So that's one thing I wanted to mention. And you can find this portfolio ECS account as part of our my FX book from Elite Currency. We have ECS Live, ZUCA, the EAs from Mislav Nikolic, Russia, and Ultimate, my own SWAT EA, and now this portfolio ECS account. So you can find all of them in that overview. Okay. So that's one announcement I wanted to let you know. Now, regarding the results in June, let's take a look. You can find at elitecurrency.com, you'll find an article with the whole overview of results, in fact, in our blog. So just go to our website, Research Education blog, and Trading Results Overview June. Now, it's not only Forex and CFD, we also have options from Marco Doni. He made more than 8%. So that was a great month. We also had a good result from Mislav on Russia. Ultimate was down. ECS Live was down. SWAT DAX was down. SWAT Euro Dollar was up. And Zeus, of course, in gains, like always. So all in all, though, the total ended up about plus 18. And last 5 months, about plus 100. With some volatility, of course, as you can see in April, obviously. So that's what we want to avoid with the portfolio approach, so that there's more diversification without, with less work from the trader, basically, right? Because they could just sign up to one portfolio PAM account. All right, that's a quick overview of the results in June. So nothing spectacular, but okay-ish, I guess. Across the board, some doing okay, some doing pretty well, some slight loss, obviously. So depends which system you're also trading, obviously, of course. Ultima had a tough month. So far, if we look, of course, at the results with Mislav Nikolic, when we look at it year by year, this is not an easy equity curve for most, but if we do break it down year by year, 2019 was more than 120%. 2020 was 110%, and this year is about break even. So all in all, if we traded the entire year, it was 120 and 110, and I can show that to you. But the problem is, of course, many of you started halfway or within a year, and it's not an easy EA then in that case to obviously to be in waiting sometimes for quite a substantial period of time. So I don't want to make it seem like that traders are not patient. They are in some cases. That said, look, this is the result of 2019. You see, so overall there's a positive result, but the problem is that we see a lot of, it depends on where traders step in. If they stepped in mid-October, they would not have been in profit in 2019. So timing, unfortunately, is a very sensitive issue with the CA, but the overall result in the whole year was 124. I'm showing this just to give a little bit of understanding of how the EA works. If that's really the only reason why I'm mentioning this. (2020), you see, ended up at 114. But of course, as we know, if you started somewhere else in the year, after April or after June specifically, you're going to be in a tough spot. So, but the whole year, from year, was good, from that point of view. So it's a tough, from this point of view, not easy. I just wanted to give you that feedback. And this year so far, no, I made a mistake here. Something doesn't add up. I know what happened here. Okay. Plus 16 so far. So slower year this year, but yeah, halfway this year. Still not finished, of course. Yeah. Just wanted to give you that context there as well. Yeah. Besides that, of course, we also lowered the risk on this Ultimate EA on our account from 5 to 3%. We don't accept new clients for Ultimate EA, only with the bundle with 2% risk per setup. We advise so that basically there's more diversification also with Ultima, because then it's trading the Rush, Ultima, and Ultima Pro. So that's the step we took. And yeah, we basically decided, we tested more scenarios, but for this particular EA, the current model we're really using is the best in the long run, which is why we don't want to intervene. Okay. And yeah, that's also the experience with Ultima is, of course, also the reason why we're launching this portfolio. We understand that trading these types of EAs is just also more difficult. Okay. So, which is why, sorry, that's the wrong one. This portfolio ECS account has been started. So I understand the frustrations from traders. Yeah, I understand that. We're doing our best to mitigate and move forward and improve, which is why we don't offer Ultimate EA anymore as a standalone. We offer it as one of the 3 EAs that you can rent basically here. So to make it a little bit more diverse, we offered new EAs like Zeus EA. And now we're offering this portfolio, or not yet, but we're working on this portfolio. I hope to launch that soon, so that we can combat and work with traders and ourselves to make it better. Okay. So I understand that we got some criticism on Forex Peace Army, for Ultimate EA, and we're working with Mislav Nikolic, who is the creator, of course, to get better at what we're doing. So yeah, that's why we're doing less risk. We're only offering a diversification bundle. It's still, of course, more risky. With the portfolio, you got to keep in mind that the Ultimate EA, even the bundle, is still more volatile than the portfolio approach. Portfolio approach, really, our goal is to make decent results, but with low volatility, basically. All right. So, yeah. I guess that's it for the moment. Best results we saw consistently with ZUCA. So if you like, SWAT EA is on the demo still and still quite young. So ZUCA has been offering the best performances. So if you're looking for a consistent EA, I think that you're best off with the profit share model of ZUCA or the rental of ZUCA for the moment. But if you like something more volatile, look, it depends. If you like something, of course, ZUCA is going to be probably max 100% per year, not more, maybe realistically around the 70% per year mark. But if you're looking for something that could get you more, then Ultima EA bundle is something to think about because it has that ability. It's just more volatile. So if you're looking for something more risky, then Ultima EA could be good. So it depends really, or it depends really what you're looking for, of course, as well. So CA is more consistent. Ultima has the potential for higher gains, but it's more risk as well. Portfolio, I think, is a little bit in the middle, in between those two. So CA, it's going to be a little bit more volatile, but not as volatile as Ultima EA, but a little bit, the portfolio approach is going to hopefully offer more gains than the ZUCA. So it's a little bit in the middle, in a way. Okay. Anyhow, those were the June results. Quick overview of that. Let me see if there are any questions. Yeah, so now we can move over to the market overview. Take a look at the June candles. So yeah, bearish candles obviously under your dollar and pound dollar. With gold engulfing twins as well, pretty bearish signal, earlier than I expected personally. But yeah, I'm not that sure about gold itself though at this moment. It is going back towards equilibrium. I'm not sure if that monthly candle is that important at this moment. Let me put on the fib from here to here. I think more of a bouncing spot, but there's not much space before we hit resistance, and we can make a dash back to the deeper fibs. I think a bullish bounce at the deeper fib, 78.86 fib, could be interesting though. Dollar yen slow grind up, and looks like it could make a bounce up again and just stay in this channel if it finds the support zone, maybe a tad lower, around 110. Bitcoin, doji basically, slight bearish candle. Some wicks, but not that many. Yeah, the rebound has not been that strong, to be honest. So that's not looking too good for the bulls, in my view. And this looks like a consolidation pattern that could break in both directions, to be honest. But it's not like the buyers are aggressively stepping in and pushing this higher. So it's, I would say, a little bit worrying for the bulls. I think that if we do get a break lower, we could see demand stepping in to buy it at a lower price, at 25K. I could see, of course, psychological level 2025, that there could be a fall and a steep move up. Buyers waiting maybe for even a more discount because of this consolidation zone is not really that tempting at this moment. So if it breaks for a lower low, obviously then buyers might step in, seizing that discount opportunity, and then it could push up quite aggressively after it makes that kind of swing to the downside. It doesn't say it cannot break to the upside, but there there could be the same effect actually. As it moves up, there could also be a steep decline as there's a selling pressure for some bulls that want to exit actually. So whatever the breakout is, it could be a quick close and reverse and go back into the zone, in my view, and then probably move up. I suspect whether it breaks up and retraces or breaks down and goes up. I still still favor a higher high at this moment, or at least a retest at the top. But it's not going to be a quick, and it's gonna take its time. I think it's going to take some effort to do that. And there is a chance it might not do that and consolidate higher low, and that's the end of the uptrend a little bit earlier than I think most bulls expected. Certainly, that's a realistic scenario at this moment, but still favoring a little bit more bullish recovery this year, the next 6 months. But if it doesn't this year, then certainly I think that, well, not certainly, but I'm leaning towards then in that case that the uptrend is probably over for the moment. All right. No, Ethereum probably the same story basically. Okay. DAX up, very bullish, and should break above the 20-day high for one of my higher high. Uptrend continuation here. Same for the stocks as well. Technically very bullish. All right, folks. Any questions? All right. So, well, if you appreciate, our efforts and our analysis, we certainly would appreciate your feedback, whatever it is, of course. Good points, bad points, ratings. That's up to you, but we would certainly appreciate your review. Here on Forex Peace Army and Trustpilot, okay. We use it to work on making ourselves better and our products better and our trading better. And we want to show the way, primarily, of course, by trading ourselves, and show that how we can do it. And that's why we're going into this portfolio direction as well. But also, of course, besides that, make it a place where education and learning is front and center as well, so that everyone benefits from our experience and from our what we have to share in terms of knowledge and experience, of course. All right, we hope that it makes traders better and then moves them forward. So yeah, certainly appreciate any review, of course, as always. That's it for now. For now, we basically reviewed the euro dollar, pound dollar, of course, as always on Mondays for this week. We have a new update next week. And we took a look at the June results. We took a look at the portfolio update. Now you can follow that through my FX book. And we had a quick look at some of the monthly candles on the key instruments there on of the June candles. So that's it for today. Wish everyone great trading, a great week, and see you next week. Cheers. Bye-bye.